Hey guys, this is Chris from AndroidPIT and we are here with the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact, the latest micro version of Sony's flagship Z3. Now, as you may know, it's not really a mini device. Nothing's been watered down. It's basically a full-size flagship, but in a smaller housing. So let's take a look and see what's new. So the first thing you'll notice about the Z3 Compact is that the screen is actually a little bit bigger. The Z3 Compact goes up to a 4.6-inch display as compared to the previous version, the Z1 Compact, which only had a 4.3-inch display. So you can see they're the same size, same width, same height, but if we flip them on our sides, you can actually see that the Z3 Compact on the left is actually about 10% thinner, and it's also about 10 grams lighter than the previous version. So design-wise, everything's looking pretty much as you would expect with Sony's omnibalance design. We've got the speakers shifted to the top and bottom of the display, and Sony's decided to go with this sort of frosted glass look on the edge. It's basically the same as the previous version, but instead of going with the metallic edging, we've got a nice frosted glass look. It looks kind of nice, I like it, and it actually feels a little bit more grippy than the previous version. So let's jump in and see what we've got. Obviously it's running the Xperia UI. There's also the usual suite of Sony apps on board as well, and it's running Android 4.4.4 KitKat. So we can jump into the settings menu, take a quick look around. Most of this will be very familiar to you. There's not too much here that you wouldn't have seen before. Of course, you've got some gesture controls there. We've got the Sony themes, of course, as well. And what else do we have? We've got X Reality for mobile as well, and glove mode. And scrolling down, let's take a quick look here. So as you can see, the D5803 running Android 4.4.4. And there's our nice KitKat animation. So the screen on the Z3 Compact, to me anyway, looks a little bit brighter and a little bit richer than on the Z1 Compact. So I'm a bit of a fan. So we've got all our Google apps as well. And there's not too much preloaded on here, but one thing you will notice is the PlayStation app. The PS4 Remote Play app will be coming to the Play Store in November, and obviously that will let you connect to the PS4 directly through your phone using a Wi-Fi connection. So that's kind of exciting. That means you'll be able to wirelessly play any of your PlayStation 4 games on your phone once you have the app, of course, which we don't just yet. There's also a game mount, so you can connect a controller and obviously play like a do-it-yourself NVIDIA Shield. So let's take a quick look at some benchmarking. So as you can see, it's benchmarking pretty well, beating out the HTC One M8 in our Antutu benchmark. If we go back to the gallery, actually let's go to the camera. The camera has a few things you might like to know as well. Of course, it's the same familiar interface for the camera app, and we'll switch around to landscape so you can see all the same sort of modes that you'd already be familiar with from your previous Sony devices. But of course there's 4K video and time shift. Let's jump into manual and we can take a look at some of the settings. So of course the 20.7 megapixel Sony G lens is on the Z3 Compact as well, the same camera you'll get in the flagship Z3. But pay attention, of course, you've only got the 4:3 aspect ratio at full resolution. If you want to take 16:9 photos, you'll have to drop it back about 25%. In the short amount of time I've spent taking photos with the device, things look kind of nice. The typically washed out look of the previous Sony cameras is, it doesn't really show so well here, but in our outdoor shots that we took earlier today, you'll actually see that the colors are a little bit richer and a little bit brighter, which I kind of like. So the Z3 Compact has a Snapdragon 801 clocked at 2.5 GHz, 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage, of course, with the micro SD expansion as well. The battery also gets a minor increase in size from the Z1 Compact to 2,600 milliamperes, up from 2,300. The Z3 Compact also has the Adreno 330 graphics, and as I said before, the 20.7 megapixel Sony G lens on the back up here, and up front there's a minor increase to 2.2 megapixels on the front facing camera. If you think about what the Z3 is and who it's appealing to, it's not trying to lure you away from many of the other devices that you may already have. The point is, if you don't have a Sony and you want one, this is going to be the best specs you can get in a small screen device on Android right now. Whether or not it's enough to challenge the iPhone, I can't really say. I personally don't know if there's enough in the Z3 Compact to challenge the iPhone, but we'll have to wait until we've done done a little bit more of a thorough test and let you know what we think. So when it comes to speakers, the Z3 Compact has the speakers at the top and the bottom of the screen as opposed to on the bottom on the Z1 Compact, and they're definitely louder, I can certainly say that, but I don't know if I'd say they sound particularly better. So the Z3 Compact is of course IP68 certified, meaning that it is completely dustproof and waterproof as well. So we've got our waterproof flaps over the SIM and micro SD card slots. So the Z3 Compact will be available in the next few weeks, either at the end of September or in early November, and the 16 gig version will cost you $429 and the 32 gig version will cost you $499. So there you have it, guys. There's not too much new in the Z3 Compact, but there's enough to make us interested. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you have, let us know in the comments what you think of the Z3 Compact, and stay tuned for a full review on everything you need to know about the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact.